Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Say More podcast for episode 2. Very excited for this. How are you? How are you today?
Hello, Phoebe. Thank you everyone for joining on the podcast. You know what I realized? I think the last podcast, I just felt like it was so you and I
Yeah.
that I kind of forgot that someone is gonna watch it. So you know when you do a YouTube video and you're vlogging, it's like you're really interacting with the other person.
Mhm.
Podcasts are actually like more difficult because you kind of need to like bring them in some type of way. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I completely like I feel like I forgot about them. So
Yeah.
I mean I haven't watched a podcast. You've watched it.
Yeah.
And like, what were your feedbacks on it after watching it?
I mean, firstly, I like if you can hear a change in my voice, I've realized I have to slow down on how quick I talk because I speak so quickly. I didn't realize I was either really excited about it because we were speaking about it a second ago. I'm either really excited about, filming, all that sort of thing. It's quite fun. But I just was talking so quickly and like little things like that. I was like, right, I need to be better at that. And I like it how, when you look back on things, you're like, right, let's improve this, let's improve that. And it's like, it's progression at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? But I think, like you said, like we covered a lot of things and it was just kind of like a chit chat. It was you and I. And I think a lot of people will relate to the things that we were kind of talking about and stuff as well. So it'll be interesting to see people's feedback. It goes live tomorrow, which is
I,
exciting. So we'll
I
see how it
know.
kind of gets on and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, um, yeah, but oh my God,
Brain block. You're like,
brain
what's
block.
going
Oh my
on?
God, no, because obviously, like it's one of those things. Like you just have everything to say, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I want to keep going. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I said previously before we jumped on here, I normally don't watch what I
Yeah.
do just because I don't know. One, I don't like my voice, and then second of all, like I just I don't know, but I think you're very like your positive outlook
Yeah.
on it and just be like constructive. But I
Yeah.
think it won't hit the fan until I see what people are
Yeah.
saying.
I mean, I listened to the podcast and I listened to it once and I was like smiling the whole time. I was like, this is so cool because like it's like just a nice chat and like it's something that I like to listen to as well. Like, when you like listen to a podcast, sometimes if it's too like, I don't know, if it's too just like structured in a way.
Interview-ish.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
like, I mean, I'm the type of person I like a little bit of personality behind a podcast.
Right.
So I like to like know the people behind it. And I feel like we were bouncing off each other nicely. So it was good. But I know what you mean. I don't like listening to my voice too much because it gets annoying. But I mean, we're going to have to get used to it now that we have a podcast together.
100%. It's kind of like one of those responsibility, but also, when you texted me this week, I was like, this thing is really for us, and
Yeah.
I want to really put it out there that obviously I'm super thankful that people would jump in and like listen to it.
Mm.
But it's one of those where honestly, if there's any bad comment about it, like we're not over here like pretending that we're any expert or whatever.
No,
If it
this is
really
just our
sucks, I'm just
brains.
like, well, it's unfortunate, like unsubscribe.
Yeah,
Like,
literally, that's
like
where I'm at. And I said to you as well, I was like, I'm actually so excited for our prep chats. Like when we're deep, like both of us in Olympia, like 2 weeks out, like what are those conversations going to be like? Like I can't wait for it, like to look back on like what our mindsets will be like back then and like listen to like what we're talking about now. And like, I think it's like our little diary. Like you said, I remember you text me and you were like, it's going to be our little diary. It's going to be our little therapy session and everyone can just listen in on it.
because I really want us to like, I think that's going to hold us accountable too
Mm.
in like journaling for your own self. So I don't know if you
Yeah.
journal at all. Do you
Yes,
journal?
I
You
do.
do?
Yeah.
Like daily or like
Yeah,
when
well,
you have bad
I
thoughts?
try and make it daily, but like sometimes I'll get to the end of the evening and I'm like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I'm not doing it. I do have an app called Diary because I prefer to write like type things down on my phone versus
You do?
writing. Yeah, I'm really bad, like, because I have dyslexia. I don't know if like anyone knows like on my channel or anything, but I have dyslexia and it's really bad. And I get very frustrated when I can't like spell a word. So like when I'm like writing things out, if I can't spell something, it's like really frustrating. So I'd rather do it on my phone so I can type really quickly and like kind of like do it quick, if that makes sense.
Especially when like you're journaling. It's like, I personally journal when like it's like a bundle of emotion. I just need to like
Yeah,
get it out there. But it's right. Like when I write, you would see my journal. It starts good. And then my writing is just like going all
yeah, and
over
it's
the
all
place.
over the place.
Cause
Yeah,
like like obviously your hand doesn't write fast enough to like,
yeah,
um,
your
to
thoughts are
your
thinking.
thoughts at the same time. So, but I don't know, like girl, I love the writing. Like
Yeah.
books. It would like with the pen and the thing.
Yeah, it's true. I do like writing down like my calendar and like what I need to do to, like my to-do list. Like I have like a productivity like diary for like my day, like what I'm doing in the day and like if I need to do check-ins, if I need to do posts and stuff, like those types of things
Right.
I'll write down. But like when it comes to journaling my deep thoughts, I'm like I might because you're like you said, your thoughts are like they're quick. I'm like my hand cannot keep up with writing. I need to like type it out because I'm a quick typer. It's called diary, and you can have. It's like Did you ever have any of those like diary books when you were a kid and they had like
With a little luck.
yeah, the lock, and then
Yes.
I used to have one that was a voice activated one. Did you ever have one? I
Girl, no, I wasn't that kid. I wasn't like that
I
fancy.
wasn't that kid. I don't know if it was like a UK thing or like I can't remember for the life of me what it was called,
Stop.
but like yeah, like I remember it was like on my wish list for like so long. I didn't get it for my birthday, and then I asked for Christmas, and I was like, please, I really hope I get it because like I want a diary so bad, and like it was like a voice activated one. Like you'd have to speak like and say your password, and I remember being a little kid like under my sheets and like. With me, I used to share a room with my sister. I used to like whisper my password.
Stop.
Like,
I
I
want
can't even
one.
remember what my password was, but it was something so silly, like I don't know, like banana or like
Or like
like
kitty cat
strawberry. Yeah,
321.
yeah,
Kitty cat three two
something
one
like that.
cupcake.
So yeah, something so stupid, and then it would unlock. It'd make like a little princess noise, and it'd unlock. It was so bougie, and it was so unnecessary for a kid, but it was a lot of fun to have. I'd love to
Girl,
find that diary. I don't even know if we have it still, but I'd love to find it and see what stuff I would say as a kid, like because I remember
honestly,
writing out a lot as well, like.
so okay, you would open with your voice, but then you would write in it.
Yeah, you'd write in it. So it's not even like it's not
Oh,
an iPad or anything. It's literally just voice activated. You open it up and you can write in it. It's so like, I don't even think they make anything like that anymore, but I mean, they
stop.
probably do. They probably do. Like
I need to
somewhere.
find it on Amazon and actually order it. Like you
That's
just
gonna be
like
my new diary.
this is like my childhood dream that I didn't know I have. Now I
Yeah.
need to get.
Girl, I've been living your childhood dream without you even knowing. But
Oh my
no, how's
God.
your week been though? Like, how's your week and stuff been? Because I saw you went to was it LA for the bombshell? Was it bombshell shoot?
Yeah. Yeah. So the last time that we actually recorded our podcast, I was going to Colorado the next day.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to Colorado, Denver with my parents because then I told you that they're doing like this whole like road trip around
Literally, your
California.
parents, like, you need to explain to the people because, like, your parents are like a couple goals for like retirement future. Like, honestly, this is the cutest thing ever.
So my parents have been like almost 44 years together. Okay. Like their whole entire life.
Like,
So they've been together since they're 14 and 16 years old, like respectively. And, both of them, their first love, their first relationship, whatever. And they're both of them now retire. The thing is, my mom retired last. So my dad retired first and my mom retired last. And then the same month that she retired, COVID hit. And
yeah.
then she was stuck at home because back in Canada is like, it was as bad as the UK, right? With like
Yeah.
curfew and all these things. So they couldn't really like do anything. So they've been together and my mom is like, one, a workaholic. And then second of all, she wants to be active all the time and like do stuff. And both my parents are like really active, winter, they go skiing and like they find stuff to do. So with that being said, fast forward to not being able to travel and do all these things. Like now they organize this like whole, RV thing. And like my parents are obviously like able to like afford hotels and planes and all these stuff. But when they were working, for the company they worked for like 30 years of their life, they were traveling a lot. So my mom is like, both of my parents, they're like, they don't want to see Hiltons and Marriott's anymore. They don't want to go in there. They want to have their own stuff and they love camping. So they just took their RV and when they went to the Olympia in December, they, how do you say, they put their RV in storage type of thing.
Mm.
They went back home. They did their whole season of skiing, which is like 2 months of skiing. They skied like every 3 days or whatever during the week. And then they came to the Arnold. They watched the Arnold in Columbus and then they flew back to Vegas, grabbed their RV and they just went from like San Diego all the way to San Francisco. And now they were like coming back down, and they stopped in Salt Lake City, Utah and then Denver. And they were like, meet us somewhere wherever you want. And at first I wanted to go to California, but then with the schedule and everything, it just fits better if I was going to Denver because I really wanted to be in vacation with my parents,
Yeah,
being off season with my parents. Like I've only seen my parents the last 3 years during shows, either before and then we only have like a couple days after. But after the show, like it's not
it's
there
still like,
yet.
yeah.
It's still close. And I didn't want to have like work on my mind, like having like any deliverables or whatever. I just wanted to go and just enjoy. And that's what I did. So I was there for 3 full days and then 2 other days. And obviously Denver, it's very different to like Florida. They have like mountains and it's nature and just a different vibe.
Yeah.
And it was great. I really had a good time with my parents. And I think now they were in Chicago for like a full week and now they're driving back home. They're going to be home for May 2nd, I think. And then I'm only going to see them like in November for the Olympia.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good though, because it's the same with me, like with my like dad and stuff and my sister. Like you see them obviously because you live in a different country to them. Like it's hard to see them all the time, but when you
Yeah.
are with them, you're like so present. Do you know what I mean? Like when you were in Denver, I could see you were like going to like loads of different supermarket or shops and like grocery stores and all that type of thing. So like you enjoyed like your time with them. You still trained and stuff, but like you still like were
I
present with
didn't
them.
force it though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know when you
Like,
go back home to the UK. Like, I see, like, normally you do like a seminar or something, like, you're trying to
yeah.
like plug something in. And
Yeah.
that's just us being us because, like, we love what we do and just
I'm like, I
like,
have to try and do something. Like, surely, like when I go back, because people are like, you're in the UK and you didn't pose, and I'm like, I'm sorry. But no, I think it's good. Like, it's good to be present with your parents and like your loved ones, like out of prep as well, but also in prep. It's they understand now. I think because we've been doing it for so long, like they understand that we can't always be like fully present, like when we're in prep, but when we're around them, it's just like they're just happy for us to be around us. Like my dad's like, I don't care, like if you're like a vegetable, I just like that you're just here. Like, and
he
I'm like,
tells you that,
I
my
know.
heart.
Yeah, he's literally like, I just like that you're here. I'll talk at you and you don't have to reply. Or like, we'll just sit and have breakfast and coffee together and have small chats. Like, it's literally the best thing. Like, that's
Oh
one
my
thing
God, I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
cry.
I
This is like
know. I'm
very,
like, I love those are the memories that I'm like,
this
you'll
is
remember,
it.
right? Yeah, like,
That's it.
I love it. So, but
It
no,
doesn't have to be more complicated than that, you know?
yeah.
Like, how often do you think you're gonna, like, like, are you trying to like schedule like every month or so? Like, you need your fix kind of a thing?
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
mean,
like,
that's what I mean. I want to try and like I like trying going back to the UK for posing purposes, but also like to see family and stuff like a little bit often, like every few months or so. So like I'm going back in June. I went in, when did I go? Oh God, I can't even remember. I think it was literally
yeah,
just recently. It was like
yeah, like 2 weeks,
March.
like,
Yeah, it was like
yeah.
March. Oh, beginning of April, beginning of April. So it was beginning of April. So it was the beginning of this month, and then I'll be going the beginning of um June, and that's when my dad's birthday is. Because I was like, I can't miss that. Like when it comes close to those types of days, I'm like, I want to make sure that I'm there for those days. Like even if it's like just that one day, we can like go out and do something else. I prefer to do that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I like going back and like scheduling and going back to the UK. I enjoy it because I think when I was in the UK and like now I've moved, I feel like I appreciate it more. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like that always
Yes.
happens. You appreciate your home place more when you're not in it.
That, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
And it's
Yeah.
hard, but I think it's good. I love obviously Dubai and stuff like that, but I obviously love going back to the UK and all that type of thing. So yeah. But did you want to get into what we're talking about today? 'Cause I know you're
Sure.
excited for
I mean,
it.
because I like, yeah, so I just got back from California for a photo shoot for Bombshell. I think that was maybe like, I think it might have been like my eighth, maybe more photo shoot for studio and
I
lifestyle.
mean, you
So normally,
kill those studio shoots, girl. Like every time I see him, I'm like, that doesn't look real. Like you look incredible, like
uh,
insane when you do those shoots.
it's so crazy because, I've been with this company for like 5 years now. And the owner is just absolutely amazing. I'll be loyal, like to a fault, like if it for this company because
Yeah,
um it's very like it's a very precious sponsorship for me. It's
yeah,
just like a family thing. Like she gave me an opportunity that like when she looked at me and like I was that little girl in Ghost Gym, they met me. I was like that morning, I was like running around. I didn't have a car. I was just like over there with my little scooter, like going back to, and I look crazy, Phoebe. I look like completely crazy. And she met me like it was no big deal. Like I didn't realize how big of a deal it was. And she was like, I want to make you the face of Bombshell. And I
wow.
mean, since then, like that's all she delivered to me.
What straight up she wanted like straight away she saw you. She was like, I want you as like the complete face, like straight away.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's
That's so
crazy.
cool. And like when opportunities come like that, like especially again, because what was it, 5 years ago, 6 years ago
Yeah,
that
5 years
happened?
ago.
Like
Yeah.
you in that moment, you were probably like, oh my God, like what do I even do? Like, do I say yes or do I like I what was
Girl,
going through your mind?
I think I downplayed it. I was like, she says that, but type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, when you start realizing, wait, she's actually booking me for a shoot in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh my God, what am
Yeah.
I going to do? I'm not a
Because
model.
you can
And
imagine like people like up playing and being like, I want you to do this and this, especially in like LA, like so
yes,
you don't
trust
really
issues.
know. Yeah, you're like, do I trust it or do I not? But like that shows like your loyalty is like stuck, like, and you are the face of like when I see Bombshell, I see you, like obviously all the other athletes, but you are like the main one everywhere in like all the stuff, the studio shoots, like you're the main person. And because you took that opportunity back then and were like, yeah, I'll take it seriously, it's paid off massively.
I think, like you said, like I took that opportunity, like, but very blindly. I'm not sure if I took it seriously, I would have went. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, it's the
Yeah.
fact that like, I was like, oh, it's like, she doesn't really mean it.
Yeah.
I felt more comfortable, which is crazy to think.
Yeah.
Cause, but cause I think, going into the subject,
Yeah.
self-doubt really kills.
I was literally just about to say that.
Cause if I started like overthinking it, I'm just like, okay, if I went to that, appointment after like, let's say a facial and having my nails all done and having all my hair proper and like showing up into like a Ferrari and just like acting big time, you know what I'm saying? Like acting like I'm overly confident or just, and then they're like the face of Bombshell. Okay. Like I would be like, just so, okay, I need to keep up with that image all the time. But I showed like so vulnerable. And then I was just like, okay, well, I guess we'll give it a try and see how I feel. But I didn't took it like that seriously in a way where it would paralyze me because
like you probably at the beginning, like you downplayed it in a way because you probably, like you said, self-doubt kicked in and you thought, this probably won't happen. So like, I don't want to get overly excited about it.
yeah.
But also I think probably deep down, you knew like, you wanted to just be like, if this was a thing, you wanted to show your real self from the beginning. Do you know what I mean? Like versus being fake or like someone that you're not from the beginning.
Yeah.
To a company that you think could, take you places.
I mean, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the fact that like I was almost like running late, because that way I just showed up like no makeup on and I was just like, this is my bare face. And like, I'm going to be honest with what's going on with my life back in the days, like why I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And they saw that from the beginning, and since then they honor that a lot. And obviously I give the work, I show up every time, but not gonna lie, me going there the past week again, like almost pick up the phone, said Dominique, because that's the name of the owner, Dominique, I'm off season right now. I'm X amount of pounds over stage weight. I'm X amount of pounds since you saw me last because I've fluctuated so much. I mean, in 5 years, it's like crazy. It's like she saw me 2 weeks out, 2 weeks post show, water balloon full of veins everywhere type of thing. Like she saw me all shape of form. And every time I'm telling you, I always call her, hey, just checking. This is my physique right now, because obviously like modeling is it's only physique. Like I can speak for myself. I can do anything. It really just show out the clothes. So I'm just like, hey, I just want to be respectful towards you, meaning that outfit might not look best on me. Yeah. And obviously like I stopped doing that. So I didn't call her before that because she's just like, you silly. Like I like you like that. I like you how you are. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And that's why I value that company so much, because like she sees beyond. And honestly, like I don't want to plug it out there, but like Bombshell Clothes just like looks good, period.
Like the thing is as well, like the fact that you said that you call her like before and you're like, just to let you know I'm this way, like is it still cool? Like whatever. Like one, I think that's super good because like obviously Bombshell have I say reputation to uphold, but like sometimes, the stage lean physique that we're in isn't always marketable for like normal everyday life. Do you know what I mean? So like
Uh,
I think that's so good that you even think of that to start off with, and just say like, do you know what, like I'm coming in looking like this, obviously just like letting you know. But again, she doesn't mind because she, again, you're the face. She wants you. You know what I mean? Like that's
right.
who she wants, you know? But I also, the fact that goes through your head that you're kind of like, I'm X amount of pounds up. Like, do you feel like less confident sometimes when you're heavier, or do you feel less confident when you're stage lean?
It's so hard. I feel like I feel less confidence when the clothes look bad on me for that specific,
Yeah,
thing that we're talking about right now, which is the
yeah,
bombshell photo shoot, I feel less confident when it looks less nice. Like today, like I ate sushi yesterday and ice cream, like I'm wearing the bodysuit. That's the one that I rock. Like,
you're like body shape.
that's the
The
bodysuit.
stomach is not being shown.
But yeah, so I have like specific clothes that, I like wearing best there and best here. But honestly, when you have a tan on and you start doing your thing, I think I've been very insecure at like one of the photo shoot and it shows in my face.
Yeah,
It shows in my face. And as much as I wanted to portray that, like now she knows me so well. She was like, hey,
yeah,
what's going on? And she's really good at that, like just keeping it very business, but also keeping the self-doubt out of my head. Cause I need to deliver either way.
yeah,
So, I'm just trying to put myself in a position where I don't self-doubt. So when I went to the photo shoot, I'm obviously like, my face is like super different. She saw me like right before, after the Olympia too. So I was just like, I need to do what my buddy wants right now.
yeah. You're
And
like,
she's
I want
like,
to make sure that things look like feel comfortable. Or you need to feel comfortable in the clothes versus it being like, I don't care what I
oh,
look like. I need to feel comfortable.
yeah, it's not even in the clothes. Like it was like, I need to be good up there right
Yeah,
now because like, let's say the bigger picture for me right now, as much as I'm obviously grateful beyond words for the sponsorship that I have and like the gigs that it gives me, like the
yeah,
modeling part, I love it to death. Like I wish I could do that and only that, right? But the bigger picture now is the Olympia.
yeah,
I still have that on the back of my mind. Like I want to be Miss Olympia. So I'm acting like Miss Olympia right now, meaning I'm giving that a break,
yeah.
a solid, honest break, which my body, how it reacts to whatever is right to my mind right now. I'm like,
Whatever goes,
that's what
goes.
we do.
Whatever I need to do, I need to do.
Whatever I need to do. So like when I told her, I'm like, hey, it's crazy how you come in and you would expect her to like look you up and down. And that's the last thing she does.
Yeah.
Last thing she does.
That's what you, that's where that's where you want to be, the company you want to be like with, you know what I mean? You don't want
Yeah.
someone to be like, especially you being the face and you being like, you need to look like this or you need to do that. Like, obviously she loves you for your looks, your shape and all that thing because you've got an amazing shape and face, firstly. But you also, she loves you for you. She loves you because the way that you represent the brand, not because of just your body, but your mind and how like you represent yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think
Yeah.
that's mainly the main part.
And I think I was like kind of ready to, let's say I would come in and be like, I was so at peace with the fact that this is just what my body needs right now. And this is how my body is reacting to my needs, my mentally need. I would have been okay if she would just like, hey, we're going to have another model, like do your job today. Like I wouldn't have taken it like, but hurt. I
I
would
don't
have
know
been
if I
like,
would have. I mean, if it was like, if I was there and she said, we'll probably do like someone else because she saw the way I looked, I'd be like, I don't know. I think in the moment I would,
okay, so
but then I think I would understand like the reason. I think if in the moment I'd be like, oh my God, like this is not embarrassing, but I'd feel a little bit like self-conscious about that because
yeah,
obviously this again goes perfectly with the topic we're going to discuss and stuff. But I personally like, I'm happy in my body. Like I feel fucking sexy as hell right now. Like I'm loving all the curves and this, that, the other. But then someone else to say like, for someone else to be like, oh, I think we're going to go with someone else because of if it was specifically because of the way I look, I think I'd be like, oh, okay. And then I think
you,
in the moment I'd be like, okay. And then I would be like, oh, well, I'm still happy with how I look. So I don't really care. Does that
yeah,
make sense?
Yeah, you think it would like affect your like your self-worth? You would start overthinking it, or you would just like be disgusted? Like, what would you? Okay, so here's the question: what would you rather do? Have her tell you at the shoot and be like, "Hey, Phoebe, we're just gonna go with someone else because it doesn't fit, the clothes that
Yeah.
let's say like she does like all. Let's say the clothes are like all super short tops with very low
Like cuts and stuff.
cuts."
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, it doesn't fit the body. They were just gonna get that girl that's just like, very like skinnier and just like
Yeah.
it's obviously not body type. So here at the photo shoot, or you do the entire shoot, and then you see that she doesn't release one picture of you.
Oh God, I don't know. I think yeah.
It's tough.
I mean, my business mind and my actual like my normal mind, my like okay mind would want to be like, I would rather you tell me before. Like, I'd rather you tell me before instead of going through all of that. And obviously, this other that's fine. But I think in the moment, like my insecure self, like because we all have the insecurities, right? Like,
Yes.
I think my insecure self, like the small little part of me would be like I wouldn't be fully okay with it. I'd be like, oh, do you know what I mean? Like, but I
Oh my God, of course.
Yeah.
It'd be like a bummer. You'd be like,
yeah, because you're like,
I let you
ready for it,
down.
you're like excited for it, and then for someone especially if you're secure with yourself and you're happy with the way that you look and like you're happy with like the way that you are, for someone to then say, we don't want you to because in my mind I hear we don't want you to represent this for the moment, if that makes sense. And we want someone else, which is absolutely fine. But I think small part of me would be like, oh, okay. And then I would understand because I'm like, well, okay, I get it. Like there's other people that best suit it. They want someone else to be smaller, this, that, the other, so it appeals to this person, that person, which is absolutely fine. Like, I get that, but I think a small part of me would be like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like,
yeah, just a little bit, yeah, like a butt hurt, you'd
be
like a small butt hurt, but you won't be like, yeah, but you won't be like going through this whole like self-worth thing, like, oh my God, I let down, like,
old Phoebe would. I
was about to say,
old Phoebe would be like, butt hurt for like months and be like, maybe even not go on a diet, but I think I would be like, moping around and being like sad about it and being like, I'm not good enough. And you know what I mean? Like that would be old Phoebe vibes, definitely. But like years ago, I'm not talking like a few weeks ago, I'm talking like years ago. But now I would probably think about it in the day and be like, oh, she didn't want me to shoot. Like, that's fine. Like, understand it. And then I'd be like, okay, over it. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm still happy with how I am.
Right. And it probably helps you because you have your business too. Yeah. And if you hire a coach that doesn't match you're
100%.
It's a tough call. You want to help that person, but then you also have to be kind of not selfish, but just stick to like your core. And that's how I see it. It's like, this is your baby. Like, I'm like, Dominique, like, again, the owner, I'm like, if I ever don't fit because I'm getting old, like, all these girls are like 22 years old, like, looking amazing.
There's this one girl, I can't remember her name, and I think she is a bombshell athlete, and I see her, she's 22, I think she lives in LA as well. And I'm obsessed with her. Her name begins with a V.
Virginia. I shot with her. Girl. Yeah, we shot together. No, I mean,
22?
Listen, like, how
she looks literally like older, like she only became legal, like obviously be able legal drinking wise in the US like a year ago. Like what? Like she looks like my age. I look like bag-eyed and like tired as hell. Like she's stunning, absolutely stunning.
And you see her in real life and it's like the exact same. It's like unreal. Like this skin, like shout out to Virginia because she's also like beautiful inside out. And I just shot with her. She was there at the photo shoot and her growth is just insane, Phoebe. Insane. I met this girl, like literally. So like I can't even remember how much like followers she had. She had less than me. I remember. Wow. Like maybe like 100 couple K, and she's like beyond 1 million now. And how much on TikTok? I don't even know.
Yeah, and she does like
crazy.
She's like model and like does like runway shoots, and she has like I like her a lot because like I'm guessing obviously her profession is obviously like modeling and stuff. I see she does a lot of model stuff, but she has a lot of muscle as well. So I love that because like,
she's so volatile.
She breaks the stereotype of like
a
typical model. Do you know what I mean? Like I've seen her do runways and like she was the quote unquote biggest one, like with muscle, but it looks fucking fantastic. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Fire.
yeah.
Fire.
And I think that's cool to break the stereotype of like the way that a model like should look or whatever. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, what would you do in terms of that situation if she was to like the two options you kind of gave me?
So, like I said, in the past, I would actually pick up the phone and just not even
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah.
So that's how bad it is. Because when you think about it, it's like, okay, it's called self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Like, literally. You're like, you
Yeah.
don't even show up. Like, you don't even try. You rather not
Yeah.
try just in case. Because when I'm going to call her, she's obviously either going to tell me how it is and just be like, oh, you don't want to do it? Then just don't do it, you know?
Yeah. It's a mix of both because you self-doubt, like you're kind of like, oh, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I should do, or like I'm not, like, you know, hitting the criteria you have in your head. And
Yeah. But
you self-sabotage because you're like, well, I don't look my best, and like, oh, this, and then you're creating this story to her, and she's like, well, if you're not your best, then obviously I'd rather you not shoot, and I'll find someone else. Do you know what I mean? So that creates
see,
like
but
self-doubt and then self-sabotage.
that is so unfair though. Like when I look back, I'm like, how did I even, like professionally,
Yeah.
was not even able to put that hat on and be like, you own yourself, Lauralie, like you control yourself. Like how are you gonna call this businesswoman who's literally busy and be like, hey, I just want you to validate me, please.
Yeah. And make sure that like,
excuse
I'm
me?
okay. And she,
Excuse
like,
me?
I know.
Or like, what is she like even gonna tell me? Like, I'm not, she's not my therapist. Honestly,
Okay,
like
then
either
cool.
her tell me like, okay, but no, don't show up. And then I'll just like be able to cry
Yeah.
by myself and just be like, I was right, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I was
Or like,
right, you've proven me right and all this type of thing, but like,
or just come in and be like free of like judgment. Because
Yeah.
if you call it before, then if you see me coming in, it's either going to be like, oh my God, she made it she made it like seem so much worse than it was. It's actually not that bad type of
Yeah.
thing. So like you're always like in a positive vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, so I think that's what it's kind of like getting like a free pass,
Yeah.
but it's unacceptable. Like obviously looking back, it's very unacceptable. So like I didn't do that the past
Yeah.
shoot, but normally I always do it. I always do it, Phoebe. Doesn't matter
Why do you
if
think
I'm,
that is? Why do you think that is? Do you feel like it's probably like either is it self-doubt in like you thinking like you're not worthy to be at that photo shoot, or do you feel like it's the body you're in at the current time? Like, what do you think it is?
honestly, it's like I had those thoughts every shoot. Like every photo shoot, I had these thoughts in my head. Doesn't matter my body. I just think it's like that at this point. It's really like it's just there. Like I just
Yeah.
self-doubt myself. So here's my question for you. When was the last time that you had like self-doubt like creeping on you? You just have that sense of just self-doubt, I don't want to say like self-destruction, but like self-worth, like unworthiness or whatever.
Definitely the Arnolds, 100%. Like obviously the recent one to 2023. So obviously we were both invited. Obviously you done it. You defended your title, all those types of things.
Whatever.
Obviously I was going to do it and I wanted to do it, and that was obviously the plan. And then getting kind of further and further into it, I was like, obviously I can't do this. Like I wanted to obviously push on and kind of carry on and all that type of thing, but my mind was in a different place. My body wasn't responding because I was stressed and this, that, the other. So we decided to obviously call it at 5 weeks out. And I think I didn't feel self-doubt when we called it, but I felt self-doubt, I think, after the Arnold's had actually happened.
That's what I was about to ask you.
When I saw it and everyone up there and they actually like completed it, because obviously we've said this before, you were, you know, struggling throughout that Arnold's prep. I know a few of the other athletes and stuff were struggling through it as well, because a few of them had messaged me and they were like, you know, like, I get how you feel because I'm going through it too. And at the time I was like, you know, it actually feels good that you know, said that, like, thank you. It makes me feel a little bit better about my decision. But then I think after I'd done it and I saw everyone completed it and saw everyone got into the finish line and still looked really, really good, I was like, what, like, was the decision I made correct for me? Like, was I just having a moment of, you know, this is a hard prep, I need to keep pushing, you know, like, and I think that's where I then started to be like, Phoebe, you should have carried on. Like, why didn't you not kind of do this? And I think that was very recent, like I think that was like straight after the Arnolds.
Okay.
I was like, because like I said, at the time, I didn't feel like I felt the self-doubt, because I knew, you know, first Olympia, I got 7th place. Like, that was my main goal, to get top 10 in the Olympia 2022 for the first one. Like, I was so happy with that. So my self-doubt wasn't there at all, because I was like, amazing, I got an invite to the Arnolds. But I think after it happened, the self-doubt then creeped in, being like, well, are you really worthy of top 10 then, if you just like declined like an Arnold's invite and you couldn't carry on the prep? Do you know what I mean? Like, all the self-doubt then started to creep in after the achievements, because I obviously declined the invite, if that makes sense.
And that was after the Arnold.
Yeah. So it was after. So it wasn't even during. It was like after. Like, once I'd obviously watched you guys on stage and stuff, and like a few days after, when I was seeing like the reviews and this, that, the other, and like, I think as well, when I was hearing people's predictions saying like, you know, I think Phoebe would have got top 5, maybe even like top 4, I was like, fuck, why did you just like carry on and like see where you could have gotten? Do you know what I mean? But I think it's easy for me to say that now and forget about how I was feeling like when I said I couldn't do it, because it was like, I remember when I called you and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I was not in a good headspace, and I'm very much in tune with myself, where I know I need to stop. And I will happily, like, I'm happy with that. Like, I'm happy that I can like say, you know what, like, oh, I know when I can push, but I also know I can stop and stuff like that, which is great. But I think after, like I said, after the Arnolds was when it all started to kind of kick in and stuff.
I think whatever you felt initially about when you started thinking that this is not working, right? I think that's more real.
Yeah.
There's more logic, realness to it than whatever you felt after. Because whatever feeling that you get from comparison, from people commenting, from people that's outside of you, like, it's not real. It's not tangible. It's not how you're feeling. So I think, again, like, I will forever be inspired by you, and like how courageous you were to like honor those feelings and like really be in tune with yourself. And I don't think you should look back on that ever again. And if you look back on it, you'd be like, I'm that girl. Like, I'm that Phoebe who take that decision for myself. Like, I'm that B. Like, I'm that bitch. Like, for real. And like, take it like as a strength, because it's not, I
definitely do now. Like, I think when, like, it was in March time, like, I think that was when I was like, going through it as well at the same time.
I mean, babe, it's only been like 2 months.
Yeah.
And like, look at your growth.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
So much better now. Like, and I think all I needed was kind of to get myself out of that headspace and stuff of like, again, like we were talking about before, we feel self-doubt and then it's almost self-sabotage, where we're like, well, what's the point? Like, what's the point doing, you know, cardio? And
you get dark.
Doing training, because, you know, you're not that athlete because you declined the you know, the Arnold's invite. Those are the thoughts, you know.
You get dark.
It's so silly though, and that's I
mean,
that we all go through those types of thoughts where we are like, well, what's the point if I'm not that person? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, honestly, like, it's just you have to be careful, because your brain is honestly wired, and as human as we are, like, it's wired to negativity like a lot more, because we've been around the news and social media. Like, you see more negative than our parents in our lifetime, or like more than it actually really is. So it's obviously easy to just tend into that headspace by like your subconscious, like, and when you realize, when it's like, you need to like stay in that place for a little bit. Like, I told you, I called you, I'm like, I give you 48 hours. 48 hours, cry your balls out, tell yourself all the bad words that you want to tell yourself, but after that, you better call me and like be back, because you know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, be that, whatever you want to tell yourself, and be negative in like your own headspace. I just think it becomes a dangerous thing to do when you're around people that doesn't give you grace, or like being around like an environment where you actually put that on other people. And like, that's what I used to do, let's say with Dominique, or like, let's say, if obviously you're a great friend and I love you so much from the deepest of my heart. And when you came to Florida, obviously I've been going through a year. Like we all go through things. Obviously we all do. I just don't manage it so well. Like I'm always trying to like I'm trying to be better. I like keeping things positive and like on better outlook. But like when something hits Phoebe, like I can't lie. Like it just hits me dark, like in my soul, in my heart. And it's so rooted that it's very hard for me to like, to just hide, you know what I'm saying? So I either like completely disconnect. I dissociate a lot. I just leave. I just want to be in my cocoon and just be in that spot. Like I just want to be in my closet and don't see anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Like you were saying a second ago, when I came to Florida before the Olympia in September last year to see you, and like, obviously you were going through shit and like, I know you didn't want to put it on me and be like, you wanted to be positive, you wanted to be this, but I was like, if you need to talk, you need to cry, you need to do whatever, I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm here for you. And it was the same when I called you at the Arnold's, and like when I called you obviously recently as well, being like, I don't know how I'm feeling. Like, you were like, I give you this time to say, you know, all this stuff, and then after that you need to like think positive and how you can get out of it. What are you going to do to move forward? It's like, it's not like, it's good to stay in the same place to know how you feel, like you're saying, but you can't stay there forever. Like, you have to make sure that you move forwards from it and stuff. And I think that's, like you said, it's dangerous because people can just stay in it for months and months and weeks and then go into a prep and think it's fixed. Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%. So like, what made it for you? Because you said that you felt that really hard feeling in March, right? It was like beginning of March because it was right before after the Arnold, which was like March 6th or whatever. Now we're April 30th. Okay. It's been like 2 months. So do you think time made it for you, or did you go back to therapy? Like, what did you like talking about it? What is it that made you get out of it?
I think,
or be better?
Firstly, therapy. Like, I say this to everyone, and I even mentioned it on my recent YouTube, like, therapy is such an underrated tool for like getting over things. And I think people think that you need to have like huge issues to go to it, but you could just literally like go to it because you want to talk like through your shit. Like, everyone has baggage, everyone has stuff they're dealing with. Sometimes, like we literally said a second ago, you don't want to put it onto your partner, you don't want to put it onto your friends. So putting on a professional is literally perfect. Like, that's their literal job, like to like listen to you, you know? So therapy definitely helps. So shout out to my therapist, James Elliott. He's literally lifesaver. And then honestly, I was just sick of my own shit. Like, I was sick of kind of feeling, literally, I was sick of just feeling that like unworthy feeling of like, I don't deserve this, or I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to be seventh in the world. I don't deserve to have my own business. I don't deserve all of that. I was literally saying to myself every day. And I was so sick of it by the end of it. Like, so for me, how I kind of got over it, like I said, therapy, and then also just creating a good routine, not like fitness wise, but creating a good routine for like reminding myself what I'm worth, if that makes sense. Like my therapist always says to me, like, put facts in court, or put your feelings in thought, if that makes sense, in court.
Yeah.
Sorry. So like, you know, when you go to like court and like you put them on the stand, right? So why do you not feel like you deserve to be seventh in the world? Because you are, right? Like, what's your, like, you only feel like that because you just feel down on yourself. The actual facts is that you're seventh in the world, you know, like, you can't change that. So
period.
Physically feel, you can't feel like, oh, I don't feel like I deserve seventh in the world because someone else has given that to you, you know, like, that's the facts, that's the straight facts. I don't feel like I should have like a successful business because like I didn't put in the work. Well, that's a lie, because you did put in the work for like however many years, you know what I mean? Like, put your feelings in court, because only facts are the things that kind of abide in court. You know what I mean? It's not feelings in court.
Yeah.
It's only straight facts. So like, if your feelings can uphold in court, then okay, you deserve to feel like that. So like, if I didn't actually put in the hard work and like mummy and daddy gave me like all of the business and this, that, the other, and I don't feel like I deserve it, then fair enough, because like, you kind of didn't work for it, but obviously you kind of did to some extent, but I worked my ass off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I worked hard, I built the business up and this, that, the other. So technically, no, you don't deserve to feel like you don't deserve a business because you did work hard for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, only, and that's something that really helped me, like, get out of that, was only the straight facts will uphold in court, you know, not your feelings.
So you've put yourself, like, go a little bit deeper into like your routine that you've created for yourself, because I think you're absolutely right. And it goes down to when you go to grocery store, are you actually buying the good bread, or are you like buying the cheap bread because
Yeah.
you feel cheap and you feel ugly and you feel unworthy of getting the good, like the good, put the good stuff in your body, or you're
Yeah, exactly.
like taking the cheap cut meats? Are you putting good creams on your face, or
Yeah.
are you just like putting soap because that's all you're worth of, like putting soap on
Yeah.
your face? So go in like in deep with your routine. I like that.
So I mean, it wasn't obviously, I don't think it was that, for me, it wasn't that in depth. Like I never changed, like, what I was eating. I think I was definitely changing what I was eating because I think I am definitely someone that would go to not food for emotion, but I think all of us do to some extent. Like when we're sad or we're like down on ourselves, or like you go to comfort, right? So like you go to comfort. So sometimes for me, I'll go to comfort food. I won't binge, obviously, definitely not, but I will eat what I feel like I want to eat versus maybe going for the healthier option. Do you know what I mean? So
No, what I meant to say is that it's not even like food related. It's just like, when you self-doubt yourself and you don't feel worthy enough, like it transpires in like your daily actions.
oh my
So
God,
meaning,
yeah.
you understand what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm gonna, I'm not worthy enough to get good creams at Sephora. Like I rather get the cheaper ones because like I'm not, you're like, wait, I work my butt, like you work your butt off, Phoebe, like you work really hard. Like when you go to Sephora and you want to get that perfume that makes you smell really good, and it doesn't really make sense to anybody, but it makes sense to you because you're like, I'm that bitch. Like I've been working hard on my money. I've earned my money and I want to smell good. Like this is what I want. This is how I value myself.
Yeah.
And it transpires in your daily action. It also transpires on like, do you care about your life, or you're texting and driving? You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
it goes down to this. So I want to go like in depth with like what, like you said, you have a routine for yourself or Phoebe now. So like, how
Yeah.
does that look like a
I
morning, a day in
mean,
the life with Phoebe?
so I'll wake up. Obviously, at the moment, we're kind of going into like, I think for me, I wanted to make sure that I kind of was like, I had a good structure with like just my everyday fitness routine. So before I wasn't kind of like hitting it in like those types of things. I wanted to obviously like have a rest, but I think only that it comes a time in my point where, again, we're the types of people in an off season, we can have a little bit of a rest, but like it sometimes goes on a little bit too long where I'm like, okay, now I need structure back. So I got myself back into kind of structure. Wake up now doing cardio, kind of having a shower, breakfast, watching YouTube, whatever, coming, doing work. Like for me, those little things, before I was like, oh, I'll just wake up at 9. Do you know what I mean? Like I wasn't like, I'll wake up at 7 like I usually do, get up and wake up and like, splash cold water on my face, go down, do cardio, do this, that, the other. Before I was like in my little funk, I was like, I'll wake up at 9. Like, or like waking up, like wallowing, I'll do my cardio later. Like then I don't do my cardio. Do you know what I mean? Like it was more like lazy effort throughout the day. Do you know what I mean? Versus
Yeah.
now, obviously the routine is like it usually is. Wake up at 7, do my cardio, or go for a walk, shower, breakfast, watch TV, whatever, chill with Max, come, do work, train. Like it's more like what I do versus before I was like, I'll just you just kind of mope around a little bit and like, oh, I'll watch some TV, end up watching TV way longer than you needed to, and like, oh, I've got loads of work to do. You panic working, you're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Like those are the things I think when you're in those types of like self-doubt like moments, definitely I can see myself, and I definitely see it in like other people, like friends and like family, when they kind of go through it as well. But I think that's sometimes what people go to is like, not like you don't deserve life as such, but you feel like sometimes you just can't be bothered to do those things, whereas you actually do care about those things, but you feel like you don't want to put in effort because you don't feel like you deserve it.
I think accountability or discipline is the best self-care.
Yeah, 100%.
Mic
100%
drop.
agree.
Mic drop.
Yeah, like literally mic drop. I think I really agree with that, because I think when you let the discipline kind of slip, and that's not being disciplined with like, it doesn't have to be discipline where it's like hardcore, like
No, it can be your hygiene, literally.
Yeah,
It can start
literally,
with your
like,
hygiene. Like be disciplined with like putting
Small
eye
things.
cream, like whatever.
Yeah. Small things like making sure that you take off your makeup, making sure that you do your facial routine before bed, like little things like that really help your like the way that you see yourself. I personally feel like when it comes to self-worth and getting yourself out of that kind of self-doubt mentality, because that was one of the questions actually that that someone asks, like, how do you get out of it? And I think that's definitely the way, like making sure that you think of discipline. Again, it doesn't need to be hardcore. It doesn't need to be like, oh my God, I need to make sure that I hit my hour of cardio, my training. It doesn't even need to be fitness. It needs to be like your small things that you do life, like in your life.
Yeah. I mean, I had a friend tell me about maybe like a year ago or something. He asked me straight up in my eyes, like, how much do you think you're worth? And couldn't respond. And he was like, so listen to what you're going to do. Every day, what this guy was doing, he imagined worthing $1 billion. Okay. So he's like, when I wake up like a $1 billion worth man. I drink my coffee. I go to Starbucks like a $1 billion man. It doesn't matter like what car he drives, but the way he handles himself, opening the door, like if you're worth $1 billion, okay?
Yeah.
Like it's not about the amount of money either, but I'm just like saying like you're worth a lot, okay? You're worth a lot. When you're worth a lot, you come from a loving place. So you open the door for other people. You're more present because you have $1 billion. You don't have any worries. You don't have to be anywhere like rushing somewhere. You're present in the moment. So when I drink my coffee, I drink it like $1 billion man. What $1 billion man do? He drinks whatever he wants on Starbucks. He's not like, oh my God, like, no, you're treating yourself to Starbucks. Like, get the coffee that you want. Then after that, I drive to my job like a $1 billion man. I talk to my mom like a $1 billion man. Just in a no worry kind of mindset.
Yeah.
And I think he just wanted to make me understand like, hey, whatever your worry is at, it's so irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's so not like you worrying all day. It's going to transpire on like your relationship and stuff. But if you carry yourself, like, honestly, you have
who
none.
You want to be.
Like yeah. Oh, who you want to be. And like self-doubt at the end of the day, it's really like just a fear.
It's just what you create in your own mind most of the time. Don't get me wrong, obviously not all the time. Like there are obviously things that you probably do fuck up on and like that's going to be in your head. You know what I mean? But
we all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Nothing's perfect. But I think most of the time, like if I actually look back like this was actually my question for you. This was my question for you. So when you look back on like, you know, all your moments and all that type of thing, what was your question for me was obviously what was your recent one? For me, what was your biggest self-doubt that you've had in your career? Like your biggest self-doubt about yourself?
Oh my God. I mean, I want to say girl, I think, okay, I have two in my mind right now. I don't know I want to share it. How much are we at? We're at almost an hour. Okay. I'm going to share it, trying to like make it short. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest self-doubt, it's not really big, to be honest, from what I recall, was when I had to make the decision of, either like dropping from school, which was like choice number one, going to school, get a job like my parents want, finish university. I already had like my my college degree in business management, but it didn't really mean anything to me because it didn't mean anything to my parents, like until I had that university, that job they were so excited about. It was like logistic engineering, was super cool, was a program that I really enjoyed. Or I'm taking the bodybuilding route because I was already good at it. I was already placing really well. And you know, the window of opportunity in bodybuilding is this big. And I always say that to my girls for stage. I'm always like, hey, the stage is always going to be there. But for me at that time, it was like school is always going to be there for me. And maybe that sounds silly, but I needed to take that opportunity. It really gave a chance to myself to like really go deep into it. And when I made that decision, Phoebe, I didn't felt self-doubt, but it obviously transpired in a way where I was at the gym 5 hours a day. I would just go there, grab 3 of my 5 meals, get my fasted cardio, eat, stretch, cardio, sauna, eat again, train, sauna again, because I was living in the winter. And that was for the Arnold prep, before my Arnold prep. And I finished 6th. So imagine me taking the decision of like, finally, I'm making that decision of following bodybuilding career. I'm going to be the athlete, meaning 5 hours at the gym. Don't even ask where I got that. Doesn't matter. Just completely like a nut job. And then I finished 6th at the Arnold.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's still a very good, it's still a very
no,
good
it's amazing.
Obviously.
It's amazing.
For the
I'm
expectation you had on
I'm
yourself?
coming back. Yeah, I'm coming back from like a second place from the Olympia. People are telling me I'm going to win the Arnold. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
that was a big one. And then the second one, Phoebe,
Wait, hold up. So with that, obviously
Yeah.
so where was the self-doubt for that? So you felt self-doubt in going into your bodybuilding career when you dropped from school?
Yes, like the
Yeah.
security fact, the pension, like my parents, like my brother already have a house, already have a mortgage. They have money saved for all of us, plus our kids, plus our grandkids, like literally.
Yeah.
They're settled, and
Yeah.
they're 24 now. Have their girlfriend since like for 7 years. Both of their house, they're gonna like either investing already, like since they're like 17 years old.
Yeah.
Like, and
So
I'm
you're
over here
like,
be like,
is this
peace out.
route?
Yeah.
You're like,
And
is
like,
this route like gonna give me the life that I want?
yeah, or like my
like,
that
yeah.
my parents like that my parents want, like, am I like I'm gonna defeat like all social norms like right now today.
Yeah.
So I better like get to it. And I think I got obviously really hard on myself, and that's when it transpired into like staying at the gym for 5 hours and not be smart about it at all. Like
Yeah.
at all. Yeah, because I was just like, if my parents see that I'm 5 hours at the gym, they're gonna take me seriously. If I only stay 3 hours, they might not take it as seriously, and maybe they're gonna go back into like, hey, are you going back to school anytime soon, and blah blah blah. So I didn't want to face that. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, let me just like be there 5, 8 hours sometimes. If I could get 8 hours at the gym, Phoebe, I was feeling good, because then it shows my parents, okay, she got an 8 to 5.
Yeah.
She's cleared. You know what I'm saying?
That's hard, especially when you're going
Not
into like
easy.
that's literally you going into the career, and like obviously I think it's a huge life change as well. So you're obviously going to feel self-doubt like in that moment. But I think obviously it's good that you didn't let it, like, again, that's like we were talking about self-sabotage before. You didn't let the self-sabotage back then kind of slip in to kind of decrown you. Do you know what I mean? Like
To paralyze you.
You're
Yeah.
very successful hugely successful in this industry, like
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you carried on.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I said in my speech at the Arnold, I'm like,
Dude, that speech made me cry. Like, I listened to it and I was like, I wish I was there. Like, I was so sad that I wasn't there, like, in person to give you a hug backstage. But then, two, I was like, I'm so fucking proud of you. Because, like, it was just, yeah, that was a very, like, emotional speech. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, Phoebe, you know what? Like, everything comes down to a choice, right? It's like, it's either left or right. It's very black or white.
Yeah.
The gray zone, it's all of like what's internal, right? It's like your intuition, your gut. But when you know like who you are at your deep core, you're a good person. You have good intentions all the time. Whatever ends up happening, it's not, you obviously make it a choice, and you go with whatever feels best. But I think the biggest challenge for me this past year was always like, I had the tendency of always going so dark, like so negative, like easily. It was just, it's been wired. I've been wired like this since I'm literally 16. I was like,
Yeah.
my parents don't love me. My friends don't really love me. So I was like I only had like say one friend, because I was giving that person like my all,
Yeah.
because I got so scared of like losing them. I always wanted to be like the one in like someone's life. You know what I'm saying? So, instead of like and the thing is, like, when you do that, you don't respect yourself, you don't set boundaries, because you're just a free, you can just give everything.
You give
And
everything.
you give everything, but when you give everything, you let everything in too.
Yeah.
So if someone tells me I'm not worthy, then I'm not. If someone tells me that my mole is off, like I have a mole and it's like ugly, I'm gonna go to the doctor and like try to take it off.
Yeah.
Like, it's all those things that you let.
Is that old you, or is that you now?
So here's what I was coming. The second
I was gonna say-
self-doubt. The second self-doubt that I had that was like really here, and I think it's still there, and I'm still working on it. It's obviously my relationship. I'm with Aldo every single day of my life.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know when, so how you got out of it, it's like, or how I get out of it. It's literally Aldo, like, he's like showing me the mirror in front of my face every day. He's like, hey, this is who you are. This is what you do. Because all of these intentions, all of my heart, I love him with all my heart. All my heart. I can say that, like, everybody knows how much I love this man. Like, I fell in love with him. And like daily, I fell in love with him every single day. But let's say I'm insecure, and like insecurities like creep in, or like a self-doubt creep in. Like, I don't feel like I'm good enough. It could be like literally, Phoebe, when I'm like making his bagel this morning, I get so, oh my God, I don't need to burn this. This needs to be hot when I bring it to inside the gym. Like, if not, I'm not worth it. You know what I'm saying? I don't pass the test. Like, imagine being into like that place where like you're already on the verge of just like, I'm always on the verge of like just giving up almost, like in a way where like, if I fail, I fail him, that relationship, but like over a bagel. It's like over a bagel. Like he'd be like, I care about you. I don't care about the bagel. You know what I'm saying? And like, I couldn't understand because I'm like, but I put so much energy into that bagel. Like, you don't understand what I've just been through. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I put everything into that. I feel like I know what you mean in terms of relationships wise, where you feel like you're not worthy to be in that relationship with him because he gives you X amount, this, that, the other, and like gives you so much and you take so much from it. And like, what am I giving him? You know, like you feel like, what am I like? Is that what you feel? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, yeah, I think it's like, I'm like, this guy has everything. Like, why does, like, why me? Like, why me? And now you start doing things. It's not, you know, I would do all this cooking and he's just like, but I don't care about the cooking. Like, take care of yourself. Yeah. And I'm just like, but what do you mean you don't care about my cooking? And I was so, cause it didn't come from
self-sabotage.
It didn't come from right place, babe. It wasn't coming from a good, and I was like, but my intentions are good. I just want to make sure that you have the food and blah, blah, blah. He's like, but at the end of the day, like you did that, but now you're going to resent me for something that you took time off your day to do it. Like, let's say it was just my cardio or what, something like that. Or I don't know what I was doing like back in the days to like make my relationship work, but it's just, it shows how far I would go to like have him like approve of me. You know what I'm saying? It's like validate me. And I would do that with friendship. I would do that with my parents. And like the thing is like a lot of your relationships then like as a whole becomes toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if I was just calling you nonstop to be like this and this and that. Like, no, like we bounce off of each other because we understand each other. We understand that we have our self-doubt and stuff. And, but at the end of the day, like, I have my therapist and this is the person that I should go with. And like, whatever I feel that, you know, obviously I have insecurities, I have traumas. We all have, but write it down. Try to like stay in there, and I wouldn't show up to his workplace with like a dark thought if it's not, you know, I need to gather all the information first. Like going to him, be like, you know, now we communicate easier. But in the past, I would be like, he would ask me, hey, there's something bothering you. Like, what's up? And I was like, nothing. And then I would just stay there for like 2 weeks, babe. Nothing.
Max can say the exact same thing. If I say nothing and he knows that like something's up and I don't tell him in that moment and I tell him something later, like if he's like, if I find out later something was actually up and you didn't tell me, like I'm going to be more annoyed. So tell me now. And I'm like, okay, I'll tell you now. Like, but for me, like where the self-doubt comes in terms of relationships, it's like we were saying before, like, oh, I don't feel like I'm good enough for him sometimes, or I'm not good enough, like, to be like why is he with me, this, that, the other. I think those stem from, like you said, validations and just probably like past experiences that we've had, and like also a little bit of probably what we go through now with like bodybuilding and stuff. Like obviously we're very secure with ourselves when it comes to bodybuilding, but then like people's opinion, like if you think about it, obviously the sport that we do is people's opinions, right?
Oh, straight up.
Like it's straight up people's opinions of us, you know? So like, and if we, you know, like you said, if we get first place, we get first place. Amazing, feels great. If we get last place, you feel shit. Do you know what I mean? So that's the opinion you get. Yeah. So if, you know, when your boyfriend, like you, those are the thoughts that kind of will go through our heads like a little bit sometimes in our relationships without even realizing, I think. And I think even if you're not into bodybuilding, I think sometimes, I mean, as girls, our minds sometimes do wonder. I mean, anyone's minds wonder, like, I wonder what he's thinking about. Like, what would he think of me if I was like this? Or if I was this, would he like me more? Or would he, why is he with, do you know what I mean? Like those types of thoughts come in your head. You start to build up those silly, like, thoughts. And then that's where the self-doubt comes in. And then self-sabotage starts to creep in, where you then start to ask questions, or you act differently, or you do this and you cause arguments for no reason because you've had those self-doubts in yourself. Whereas if you actually, you know, I think one thing that I think is really important is if you do have self-doubts about yourself or about someone, not about someone specifically, but if you have self-doubts about yourself with another person kind of included, like your partner, for example, talk to them, ask them about it. I think like one thing I've really like noticed with my relationship with Max is like, if I'm feeling like self-doubt, like I'll just straight up ask and be like, do you think I, deserve this? Or do you think like this? They'll tell you straight up. They're not going to give you a sugar-coated answer. They want you to know the truth. Like Max will straight up tell me like, do you think I like deserve this? Or like, do you think I'm being silly if I do this? And he'll be like, yes or no. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right. Or like set you back, like going back to logic. Like,
yeah.
do you want me to share you a little bit of logic over here? Because yeah. For sure.
That's so true. But no, I completely like, I get that. Like, I think, like you said, those two biggest like self-doubt moments, I think in the moment were probably huge. And I think now you look at them, you're kind of like, well, they were bigger than back then. Like when I was going through it, I think they're probably, do they feel smaller now? Like in terms of those self-doubts that you're like, or do they still feel pretty big?
They're still pretty big.
I mean, they are pretty big, to be fair. They're still pretty big, but I think it's cool to look back on them and say, like, you've gone over them. Like,
yeah, I manage them better. Like, I manage them better. Like I said, like, I'm able to, like, relate to logic now. I have a bigger vision, I think, also, in a way where, like, hey, at the end of the day, like, that relationship doesn't define me. That career doesn't define me. Like, I love the sport that I do, but it doesn't define me at all.
Well, one thing I just literally looked at, one of the questions on the Instagram. Also, shout out, mention, if you don't follow already, follow our Say More Instagram and YouTube.
Phoebe, you're doing such a good job with all this. I'm so like, glad you're in my life.
Like, should I do anything? I was like, no, I got you. But one of them was, how do you deal with imposter syndrome? And like you just kind of said there, like, it's not like who you are. Do you know what I mean? Like all the self-doubt we're feeling, like those low points and stuff like that, you have to remember, like, it's not who you are, like, and you can't let it become who you are. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think if you manifestation can go in two ways. Like you could take, like, you this year, I can 100% guarantee you're like, I want to be Miss Olympia. Like, I'm becoming Miss Olympia. But if you did like the opposite way, like, I'm not going to be Miss Olympia this year. Like, I can feel it. Like, I'm not going to be. It will work the same way as wanting it. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Yes. 100%. Yes, which is crazy because don't you think that, like, the imposter syndrome, like, I think you need to not be, or like be something. Let's say, like, at some point, like, I define myself as Lauralie the bikini and that's all I have. That's all I have. That's all I am. Do you think that you need to go there to a place where, like, you're actually, that this is your whole, to understand that it's not? Because, or you're always like who is à l'abri? It's like, oh my God, my French right now. Who is not able or able to right from the get-go be like, this doesn't define me? Like, what's the healthy way of getting into, oh my God, that's crazy what I'm going to ask. What is a healthy way to do this sport? What is a healthy way to be in a relationship?
Yeah. Because there's so many answers, in a way, if that makes sense. Like, there's so many different ways to define it.
When I get into something, it defines me. Like, my relationship with my parents at some point in my life defined me. If I was a bad daughter, I was just a bad person, period. Yeah. If I was a bad sister, it defines me. I'm a bad sister. But sometimes, like right now, like my brother is going through a transition and stuff, and we've been really, really close. And then he was just like, hey, I just need that time for myself to just tune out the noise. And he was honest with me. And at first, Phoebe, call my parents. I'm like, what's going on?
What have I done? Yeah.
Like, what have I done? Like, putting that on myself. And like, I snap out of it. I'm like, wait, if my brother is comfortable enough to tell me that I'm ignoring you, like, he didn't say it that way, but it was like, I'm avoiding you right now, or just, I'm taking that. And he was able to communicate that across me. Mad respect here. He felt safe enough with me to tell me that he needs what he needs right now, which is like a silent to go through that transition and stuff. So why was I even like going with that? I'm just saying, like, it's like, if I let that define me, I was like, I failed my brother, so I failed at life.
Yeah.
I felt like, if I failed my relationship with Aldo right now, I want to say now it's going to be 2 years that we were together, but like a year ago, I'd be like, if I fail that relationship with Aldo, I'm done. I'm a
I'm a shit
complete
girlfriend.
failure.
No one deserves to be with me because, oh no, no one deserves to be with me because I'm not good enough for anyone.
Yeah, or like I don't deserve
But that's
nothing at
imposter
all.
syndrome. Because yeah, and that's the I think that was the whole point we were obviously trying to make is like obviously we don't want it to, define us. And I think it's because it's like how do you deal with that per se? But I think what you were trying to say was like, would you actually kind of try and define yourself as like specific, like for example, like Phoebe Hagen, I've been bikini pro. Is that all you are? No, it's not. Like that's not who I solely am. That's part of me.
And do you know that when you say that, or do you feel it?
Like,
okay, good.
100%. Yeah.
Okay,
like I
perfect.
know that's part of me. Like it's not like who I am completely.
Do you feel guilty when you go from like, obviously when you go in prep, like it defines you a little bit more than right now? Like, are you able to like gauge like it's like a little like twist like this. You're like, okay, now, okay, we're off season. So like, this is how much it defines me. And now we're going back in season. So like, that's how much it defines me.
You have like a switch. I mean, I kind of like the switch because I can enjoy both lives. And I say this openly and I love being able to do both. And obviously if it gets to the point where, it's going to stop me from achieving like X in my prep and X in life, like obviously I then will have to kind of give a little bit more to that one thing. And I'm okay with that. Do you know what I mean? But I don't,
Yeah.
I personally, like not biggest fear, but like my biggest thing is I don't want like the entire bodybuilding thing to define just who I am. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want it to just be my entire identity and that's it. Like, you know me as 7th in the world, that's it. You don't know anything else about me. That's what I don't like the most. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't know who I am or they don't know like what I am. Like I like it obviously when people come up to me and be like, oh my God, I saw you on Olympia, amazing. Like they don't know who I am though. Like cool. That doesn't like, okay, that's fine. But I love when people are like, I watched your YouTube, you crying like about therapy. Like that really fucking resonated with me and this, that, the other. I love that.
Wow,
almost slightly more. Do you know what I mean? Because they know who I am and they relate to what I'm going through and they relate to me versus prep shit. And I know you get that as well, like because we've spoken about that multiple times. But I think, like it says, it comes back to the imposter syndrome thing of how we deal with it. We know that we're not these things. We're not only these things. There's more we offer,
Yeah, and oh my God, it's such an important thing that you just said. Like I actually want to kind of like almost leave it at that for the podcast for today because I want people to just guys, if you want to rewind for the last little minute that Phoebe just spoke, like it's such key and it's such a biggest takeaway from that podcast as a whole because like I cannot add anything to it because preach Phoebe, like right there, like that's yeah, I think to different intensity, we had the bodybuilding world define us as a whole at some point in our life, even if it's like for a little bit of time. Like for me, it was like a whole 5 years, like it's different, but personally, I don't know, like if it was like more sporadic or you had, I feel like you had better control, but or you only know that. And whomever is listening right now and they're practicing anything or they have a passion, that obviously having a passion and a hobby or a profession, or if that becomes all tied together, to just be careful, just be a little bit more, like try new stuff, get out of there, put yourself in like weird situation, that just not weird, but just like uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like try stuff. Cause then you can be like, oh, Lauralie is not only, disciplined, but she's also curious and like you have more qualities, than just stick.
I love that. We need to put on a t-shirt, have more qualities. I love that. That's
good. For some people, it's enough for you to bring at the table, but I don't believe in that. Like if it's like, oh, Lauralie is really disciplined. That's cool. Like what else? Like is she going to be a good mom? Is she going to be like a future wife? Even if you're like in a committed like relationship, it's like you need more qualities out of your partner. Like for instance, although I love his freedom, I love how accountable he is with himself. It's a lot of like, he's my best teacher. Like he teach me everything that I need to work on, like heavily. Self-worth, self-love, self-care and all these stuff.
When it comes to imposter syndrome, self-doubting yourself in either your career, life, anything, like we were saying before, kind of taking it back to making sure like you know who you are, putting your feelings in court to see if they're actually fucking valid, because most of the time they're not. And then you realize I've made all this stuff up. Do you know what I mean? Like you're making up all these things for no reason, because of self-sabotage, maybe, I don't know. But we think these things can happen, and actually most of the time they probably don't. So are our feelings actually valid? That's, I think, a main point you would want to try and do when, you know, trying to get over either imposter syndrome or, you know, feeling those self-doubt feelings. But I think that we tried to make it under an hour and a half. Again, it's not working. So you might just have to get an hour and a half every single time we do a podcast, guys. So, I mean, it was a good one, though. That was really good. That was deep.
Yeah, I like it.
You text me and I was like, what should we make our next episode? You were like, I just want to crack you open. I want to get into the real deep stuff. I was like, okay, done. Let's do that.
I'm really happy. I think it can only go up from there, honestly. Yeah. That was such a good talk. Like, now I'm ready to start my day.
This episode was a good one. I think, like we said before, if you guys are feeling kind of these feelings that we've gone through, again, everyone's going through these types of things. Like, this one comment I get a lot that I think you probably do as well. Like, it's really nice to know that someone, like, an IFPB pro feels like this as well. Like, just because we're pros doesn't mean we feel any different to the normal, like, I say human, like, we're all human, but like normal person or whoever, do you know what I mean? Like, because we are.
Doesn't make us superheroes or whatever you determine by superheroes. It doesn't make us fly. It doesn't make us fly.
It doesn't make us shoot powers. We all feel self-doubt. We feel loathing. We feel like imposter syndrome, probably sometimes even more when we're at the top of our, like, I feel like people at the top of their game sometimes do feel like imposter syndrome more, because they're like, why me? Like, why this? Do you know what I mean? Like, their confidence is high but also low as well, you know? So just always remember that, like, everyone's going through it, and like, it's not only you, everyone's going through something, and it can there's always light at the end of the tunnel, you know?
Yes.
Very good episode. I liked that a lot. If you guys want to, make sure you follow on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. We're on all the channels.
Wait, are we gonna be on iTunes?
Yeah, I've got it all on. I've got it on all of the channels.
Oh my god, I'm so happy. That's awesome. On everything.
And then make sure you follow, obviously, YouTube, the Instagram. What we're going to try and do, obviously, on the Instagram is obviously do a lot of polls to try and obviously either get questions. Obviously, you guys can pick.
That's right. We love you guys. I love you, Phoebe.
I love you too.
Have a wonderful night for you, and I'll go on with my day.
9:30. Yeah, 9:30. So I'm going to go to have my last meal, and then I'm going to go to bed. But I love you guys so much. I love you as well, Lauralie.
Love you.
And we will see you in the next episode.